Okay, so let's start drafting. Before we start drafting, we need to know if the width of our pattern paper is wide enough, or if the length is just okay for what we want to draft, or if we have to extend or add more paper to it. Now, for the width, we call it cut width, the width for cutting. Okay, our cut width will get it or calculate it by using our biggest width measurements, divided by 2. Okay, our biggest width measurements divided by 2. That will give us our cut width. Now, if you take your measurements with ease, what I mean, if you take it a bit loosely, you might not need to add ease. But if you're the type that take your measurement tightly on the body, then you should add 1 inch ease to this measurement. Now, our biggest width measurement is the hip, which is 42. So what do? We say 42 divided by 2, which will give us 21. So that is how wide our paper should be. It should be more than 21, because we usually leave spaces, or what we call margins, around the pattern paper. We don't draft with everything. Okay, so if I'm adding ease, I can add 1 inch ease, making it 22. But I'm not going to add ease to this because I take my measurements a bit free. Now, for the length, we use the blouse length, or you add hip length plus front half length. Now, the hip length is 9, while the front half length is 18. So when you add these two together, what you will have is 27. So that's how long it's going to be. But when you're making a top, most times you measure the blouse length. But remember, what we're doing today is to use this bodice pattern to extend it to be able to get what? A dress pattern. So this is what our cut length is going to look like. Okay, good. I hope you got all the details. Thank you. So we're going to draft. I'm going to measure out this stuff, this measurements that I have here. My pattern paper width wise, I have 24.5. You can see that. And lengthwise, I have almost 36. Yeah. So I have more than enough. So I'm going to create some margins. I'm going to leave maybe about 1 inch around here, just to create a space. There's no particular measurement or quantity that you need. If I'm marking a pattern and it happens to be almost exactly, I might just go ahead and use my paper and use up all my paper. Good. So after creating the first margin, I measure out my cut width, which is 22. So I can draw the line of the other part. All right. So I connect the lines. So I'm done with my cut width. So for my cut length, I'll do the same. I always advise to leave like up to 3 or 4 inches at the top line here. So now this is my top line. Let me use a marker, right? This is my top line, meaning the line at the top. That's all. So I'll measure out my cut length, which is 27. So because of what we're doing, we're not going to cut off the remaining. We'll leave it. Okay, you leave it because you're going to use an extend to get a dress pattern. All right. So now this is it. This is our cut length. This is our cut width. So what I'm going to do now is this. Label this place as CF. CF means center front, while this is CB means center back. Okay, good. So we're done with preparing our pattern, and it's there for us to go on drafting.